Mandy! Where are you right now? Why aren't you answering the phone? Call me back this instant.
Hey, sis! No need to call anymore. I finally understood what I want to do. I'm not going down the path that Mom and Dad decided for me. It's my life. I should be in control of it. From now on, I'll be doing whatever I want. I'll decide everything for myself. You guys don't need to worry about me anymore.
What in the world are you talking about? Stop talking nonsense. I need you to come home now. And what do you mean you'll be doing whatever you want? Stop fooling around. Your manager called and said you quit your job. Is that what you're saying? You don't want to work and you're just going to play around? Mom and Dad got you into college and paid for your school tuition. Is this how you're paying them back? By dropping out of school without telling them? Can you imagine their faces when they heard the news? I've never seen them so shocked and sad in my life.
It's just that I'm not learning anything interesting in school. I don't want to waste my time there. I have better things to do in life.
It's because you weren't going to any of the classes, right? You don't have enough credits to graduate, so you have to do another year. And Dad told you that if you end up repeating this year, then you have to pay for your own tuition. That's why you're dropping out.
What can I learn in school anyway? How to be a boring office lady like you?
Excuse me? I enjoy what I'm doing right now, thank you very much. Why did you even bother to go to college in the first place? But Dad had to pay for your tuition up until now. Do you know how expensive that is? And you are saying that you don't want to go down the path that our parents decided for you. But Mom and Dad always respected your wishes and that you decide for yourself. I mean, you chose your classes, didn't you? If it was so boring, you could have chosen to study something else. They paid so much for you to go to school so that you can find something you enjoy and live a good life. So how can you just drop out like this? You haven't even tried hard enough.
I just don't want to go to school anymore. The professors are boring, my classmates are nerdy, and there's nothing around to do. I didn't ask for Mom and Dad to send me to college. What? You want me to pay them back all the money that they've spent on me until now? Then you'll be happy?
Yeah, please do so. As if you can.
Of course I can't. I don't have money.
I don't understand you anymore. Don't mention it in the first place if you know you can't.
Whatever. Anyway, from now on, I'm free. Free from Dad, free from Mom, and free from you. I'm going to live with my boyfriend starting today. Don't try to stop me. This is my life. It has nothing to do with you, so you have no right to say anything. I won't be contacting you anymore, and I'll be deleting you all from my contacts.
If this has nothing to do with me, then give me back the money you took.
Money? What are you talking about?
I came home and found an unbelievable scene. I thought a thief came and ransacked the house. The living room, Mom and Dad's room, my room, they were all trashed. The cash in my drawer, the credit cards, my clothes in the closet, and my jewelry were all missing. And I also couldn't find the bag that I bought last month. Everything is gone. Your suitcase is gone too. You're the one who took everything, aren't you?
Well, aren't you smart? Just think of it as a present for your younger sis who is celebrating her new stage in life.
Are you kidding me? You started this so-called new stage of life without telling us. And you took my things without permission. Some of them are very important and irreplaceable. Give them back immediately.
Too late. I sold everything on eBay. I got a pretty good amount. I guess your job does pay well despite being boring.
You sold it all already?
And I'm taking all your savings. You can always make back the money. I'm sure it will be fine. And I'm now ready to start my life. All thanks to you.
Stop joking around. It's my money. Didn't they teach you back in preschool that stealing is wrong? What are you thinking? I worked my butt off to save up that money. A part of it is going towards Mom and Dad's anniversary trip. You just think you can take it and leave?
How about making it a fund towards my trip to a new life? Mom and Dad are working and don't need that money now. I need it more than they do.
Use your own money!
I said I can't. I don't have any savings.
That's because you spend all your money as soon as you got your paycheck. You can't blame anyone. It's your own fault.
Unlike you, I'm a very social person. I have friends to see and places to go. All of these things cost money, so of course I don't have any savings.
It's not a legit reason for you to take my money instead.
Anyway, we're done here. I'm going to live however I like it. Say goodbye to Mom and Dad for me. Send them my love. I don't want to end up being a pitiful woman who has to live with her parents like you. I'm leaving you all. Just wish me bon voyage.
You took my money and my belongings. And you expect me to say bon voyage to you?
Are you that mad? But I'm finally free. Goodbye, Candy. I'll no longer be your little sis. So don't even bother to contact me anymore. Time to enjoy my life. And by the way, just so we're on the same page, I'm cutting ties with you all.
Cutting ties with us? Are you serious? That's what you want? And you're telling us this huge decision through a text? What do you want me to tell Mom and Dad? I'm sorry. Your younger daughter wants to cut her ties with you. She sends you her love. Like this?
That doesn't sound too bad. Just tell them for me. I don't care what you say. Okay, this is really the last thing I'll say. Ciao!
Mandy, hold on a second. Mom and Dad will be so mad. How could you do this to us? Hey, is this Candy? Mandy's older sister. Excuse me for messaging you so suddenly. I'm Mandy's fiance. My name is Kenneth. Yes. This is Candy. Nice to meet you. You're Mandy's fiance. She's getting married? Yes, she is. I proposed to her a while ago. We're very happy together. She's living with me now as my bride-to-be. I see. Then I'm sure she's already told you everything. She left us 10 years ago. We haven't heard from her since then. She doesn't pick up her phone, and we have no idea what happened to her in the past 10 years. Yes, she's told me everything. That's why I asked her for your contact info and messaged you. We're getting married next month. Mandy is beautiful and hardworking. She is an amazing girl. I love her very much. That's why I don't want you to cause any trouble for her anymore. Cause her trouble? I haven't seen her in 10 years. I don't even know what she looks like anymore. What kind of trouble can I cause her? I couldn't even get a hold of her. She didn't pick up the phone, nor did she reply to my messages. I stopped trying a long time ago. She has cut off her ties with our family. So don't worry about what we'll do or say. Just tell her that we said congratulations and wish her the best. So, what Mandy told me is true. What did she tell you? She told me that 10 years ago, she had to drop out of college because of you. She loved school. She cried so hard when she had to drop out. It's because of all the terrible things you did to her. And then you blamed it on Mandy, saying that it's her fault that she dropped out of school. And you made her cut her ties off with your parents. What? She told you that she had to drop out of school because of me? Mandy said that you were buying expensive jewelry and bags and you couldn't pay back your credit card bills. So you made her work to help pay for your debts. She had to work multiple jobs. She didn't have enough time to go to classes because of that. Just because you're the older sister doesn't make it all right. How could you have used her like this? And also lying to your parents, making her look bad in front of them, while acting like the good daughter. It's because of you she couldn't stand being at home anymore. So she ran away. That's what happened, right?
Hold your horses. Let me get this straight real quick. Mandy told you she dropped out of school because I made her work to pay off my debt. And she ran away from home because I blamed it on her in front of our parents?
That's more to what she said. She told me that you got all the good things from your parents. You made her do all the chores, and all she ever got were your hand-me-down clothes and bags. She missed her parents so much, but she couldn't contact them in the past 10 years. It's all because of you. She's afraid that you'll mess up everything again.
Because of me.
She's the one who cut ties with us. She said it herself.
Well, technically she texted it and she left.
She has no choice. You're the reason she couldn't be with her parents. She was just a regular college student 10 years ago. She was full of dreams and a bright future was waiting for her. But she had to drop out and run away because of you. She didn't want to live for you anymore. So she mustered her courage and ran. Do you know how hard life has been for her these years?
No, I don't. And this is the first time I'm hearing about this. Are you sure that it's the same Mandy we're talking about? From my point of view, my younger sister just wanted to go her own ways and left the family.
So you're not going to apologize to her for what you've done?
Apologize? It should be the opposite.
I know it's been 10 years, but you're family, and families should get along with each other. In order for that to happen, you need to apologize to her.
I have nothing to apologize for. If anything, she's the one who has to apologize.
You're just as stubborn as she said. Mandy was right about you. She told me you won't apologize. Well, I'm glad that I heard how you feel about Mandy. Listen, Mandy is going to be my wife. But she thinks that you'll cause her trouble when you find out how happy she is. She's getting anxious and she's been crying every night. I just want to make her happy. I called because I want to get an apology from you. But it doesn't sound like you're willing to do so. So the deal is off.
The deal is off? Mandy is not even in this conversation. There's nothing I can do about it. I haven't even heard from her once in the past 10 years. What can I do?
Then don't come bother us. It's the last thing you can do for her as a big sister. I'll never let you see Mandy again. Don't cause any trouble for us, or else you're going to hear from me again.
I'm not going to stop her from marrying, nor would I cause any trouble. She's pretty much a complete stranger to me. Please feel free to do whatever you guys want.
I'm holding you to your word. Don't you forget what you've said. I'll definitely make Mandy happy. We'll build a beautiful family. Don't come looking for us.
Hey, sis! Long time no see. So, Kenny messaged you, huh? He showed me the chat. And like what he said, we're gonna build a beautiful family together. Don't cause me any trouble. So this is the first thing you tell me after 10 years. I was expecting an apology when I heard from you again. But instead, I just got a message saying you're getting married and I shouldn't cause you any trouble. You made me into the bad guy. What are you thinking? Shouldn't you have something else to say to me first? To Mom and Dad? Plus, lying is not going to get you anywhere. Your fiancé will find out soon. As long as you shut your mouth, no one will know. So do me a favor, okay? Just say that I ran away from you. And I had to go through so many hardships by working multiple jobs and barely feeding myself. This is the kind of tough girl my fiancé fell in love with. You stole my savings and my belongings and ran off. That's the truth here. Eventually, your fiancé will know. That's why I'm giving you a heads up. Don't you say a word to him. Keep your mouth shut. All you have to do is agree to my story. You don't even have to meet him. Let's keep our relationship now the same. We mind our own business. You got me? Mom and Dad know about what happened 10 years ago. They're going to say something. Their youngest daughter is getting married. They're not going to mess it up and say anything unnecessary.
You want to get married so bad that you made up a ridiculous lie?
You have no idea what a great catch my fiance is. He's very different from every other guy I've went out with. He's smart, funny, handsome, and he loves me. Plus, he's rich. He's a manager in a big company. He drives an electric car and has a 2-story house with a big yard. His parents are rich too. They just got back from their monthly trip to Europe. He's a very well brought up man. He went to Sanford. I almost couldn't answer him when he asked me about my college life. You know, since everyone in his family went to an Ivy League school. I couldn't possibly tell him that I dropped out because of ditching class.
So you blamed it on me?
That's right! After I said that, his parents finally accepted me, even though I don't have a college degree. And I got their pity, and they now adore me. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Am I smart or what?
So you didn't change at all? All you care about is yourself.
I didn't really want to contact you in the first place. I wanted to contact Mom and Dad about meeting my fiancé. His parents wanted to meet them too. And also, I wanted to talk about plans for the wedding ceremony. But the old number for the house didn't work anymore. I guess they finally ditched the landline for some smartphones, huh? Anyway, I don't have their numbers, so I didn't have any choice but to contact you.
What do you want me to do?
Give me Mom and Dad's contact information. And by the way, are you still living at home with them?
Yeah.
Goodness, you haven't changed a bit. What kind of woman in her 30s still lives with her parents? Don't you have any shame? And since you are the bad guy here, I need you to do me a favor. Can you move out?
Move out?
I want to go home. I can't because you're the reason I'm having nightmares, like what I told my hubby. I'm going to live with Mom and Dad, along with my darling, of course.
Come again. You want to live with Mom and Dad? I thought you said your boyfriend has his own house. Why don't you just get married and do whatever you want like you did 10 years ago? There's no need to go and bother Mom and Dad. They have their own lives.
For the past 10 years, I've been moving every time I change boyfriends. I don't know a thing about doing chores or cooking. I mean, who wants to do that? So I'm thinking of leaving the chores to Mom. She likes doing that kind of thing anyway. I'm just giving her an opportunity to take care of her long-gone daughter.
Aren't you living with your fiancé right now? He doesn't know that you can't do anything?
I call the housekeeper when he's at work. Smart, huh? But it costs a lot of money if I do that every day. And as for cooking, I just buy takeout food from different restaurants and arrange them nicely on plates. That costs a lot of money too, you know.
So your solution is to move into your parents' house with your new husband? Are you stupid? If that's the best idea you have, just go live with your fiancé's parents. I'm sure they know how to do chores and cook.
Of course I can't do that. I told you already. They're highly educated people. They're going to make us get divorced if they find out that I can't do anything. And I don't want to live with them. The way they talk and do things tires me out.
You really haven't changed. You're still selfish and think only about yourself.
Who are you to judge? You're still living with Mom and Dad and have them do things for you. It's my turn to live with them and receive their love. And you being the bad one here is only going to cause me trouble. So, move out.
I'm sorry to shatter your hopes, but we don't live in the state anymore.
Huh? What do you mean? Where did you go?
We sold the house already. That's why the house number wasn't working when you called. We don't live in Indiana anymore. I got a job offer in California, so I left about 6 years or so ago. I met a nice man here and we got married. We bought a house here and everything. Mom and Dad were getting lonely all by themselves, so we offered to let them come live with us. Things are different from 10 years ago. You didn't change, but we did.
Hold on a sec. You got married? And Mom and Dad are living with you in California?
Well, you know neither of them were from Indiana originally. They just decided to settle there since that's where Dad was working when Mom had you. Anyway, they were ready for a change of scenery. So my getting a house in California was the perfect chance for them. They can also see their grandchildren whenever they want now. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I have triplets. And kids are so hard to take care of at this age. And having 3 is tough. I'm glad Mom and Dad are able to help me out.
Triplets? You have children. And 3?
It's been 10 years. What's so strange about getting married and having kids? It's normal.
I don't believe it. And now you're all living across the country from me? We don't have a house anymore.
Well, I have a house.
You guys can't do this to me. What am I going to do now? I don't have a house to go back to. Who's gonna do the chores now when I get married?
You, of course. Who else? I guess it's time to learn.
But don't I have a right to the house? What about my inheritance? Mom and Dad can't just sell them without telling me. I'm their daughter too.
No. It was Mom and Dad's house. It had nothing to do with inheritance or you or me for that matter. Mom and Dad could do whatever they want with them. Plus, Mom and Dad don't think of you as their daughter anymore.
What? Of course I'm their daughter.
10 years ago, you stole a bunch of money and valuables from us and ran off. You dropped out of school. You disappeared and never called again until now. And you said you cut your ties with us, right? You didn't think of Mom and Dad as your parents. Why should they think you're still their daughter? And I don't think of you as my sister. You're no longer family.
Wait, I'm entitled to half of the inheritance, right?
Mom and Dad are both healthy and alive, and you're thinking about the inheritance? What a nice daughter you are. And what makes you think that you can get an inheritance? Dad has already kicked you out of his will 10 years ago. It's processed and witnessed by a lawyer. Nothing you do can change it.
You're kidding me!
Just keep your ties cut with us like you've done so far. And let's not bother each other again for the rest of our lives.
Wait. At least give me some money.
Money? What do you need it for?
I'm in debt. I borrowed money to call in the housekeeper. I don't have anything left. I didn't tell my fiance.
I see what's going on. You're trying to get Mom and Dad to pay back your debts for you.
It's for their daughter's happiness. They should do it.
You left us and cut ties with us. And now you're trying to crawl back to us and ask us to help? No way!
We've made wedding plans already. His parents will pay 30%, our parents will pay 30%. And my fiance and I will pay for the rest.
And you decided without telling Mom and Dad?
I told them that Mom and Dad agreed.
But they're not going to pay.
I was going to ask when I see Dad. It's their daughter's wedding. Of course they are going to help. Please, come back and let's talk it out.
No way.
Don't say that. Think about it one more time. I'm your sister.
Sorry, the triplets kept me up half the night last night, so I am exhausted. Plus, I have to put the kids to bed, so I don't have time to listen to you anymore. I'm ending the conversation. Good night. Have a nice dream.
Wait, Candy! It's noon over here. Let's talk it out. Candy, pick up the phone. Kenny broke up with me. He's asking me to pay back all the money. I need your help.
That sounds rough for you. Good luck.
Wait, he found out that I borrowed money. He found out everything. He said he talked to Mom and Dad. How did he even know their phone number?
Because he asked me for it? He said he wanted to talk to them.
So you just gave him their number? How could you?
He told me not to tell you. He probably wanted Mom and Dad to make up with you. He was going to make it a surprise for you, I think. I did advise him to first listen to what Mom and Dad had to say before making anything official with you.
And what did Mom and Dad say?
They told him what happened 10 years ago. And all up until now. They told him everything that has happened since you dropped out of school. And they told him that we're not on good terms because of your actions, and they wouldn't be paying for or attending the wedding.
They told him what happened 10 years ago. How could they?
He also contacted me afterward and apologized for what he said the first time we talked. He said that he shouldn't have believed you so blindly. He shouldn't have assumed that I'm the bad one here. He wanted to hear my side of the story this time. So I told him everything.
What did you say?
Everything that you've lied about. Nothing but the truth. You dropped out of school 10 years ago because you skipped class and didn't have enough credits to graduate. And you stole money and things from our house and left of your own free will, even though we wanted you to stay and finish school. You cut ties with us saying you want to live freely and do whatever you want. Did I miss anything?
That's why he broke up with me?
Well, I did tell him that he didn't have to believe me and he could do a little investigation of you if he wanted. That way a third party could be the judge. I'm sure that's how he found out. Now that I think about it, he most likely did do some investigation on you. I didn't tell him about your debts, but he found out anyway. I also didn't tell him how you don't know a thing about doing chores and cooking.
How could he? He should have just believed in me!
You said he's well educated, right? I'm sure he would have eventually figured it out even without my advice.
He canceled our wedding plans! He found out that I've been using his savings, so he's also telling me to give the money back. He's also asking for compensation. We went out for 2 years! How could he do this to me?
Serves you right. You brought all of this upon yourself.
I don't have any money. Oh gosh, what am I gonna do?
Speaking of which, you also took my savings 10 years ago.
What? You want it back? It's been 10 years. It's too late to file anything against me.
We'll see about that. I have a good friend here who's a lawyer. I probably can't do much since 10 years have passed, but I'm sure something will be done. I did call the police 10 years ago after you ransacked the house.
You called the police on me?
Of course. You broke the law. Since I called the police, it must be on file somewhere. My lawyer friend can help me look for it. You won't have much of a chance winning in court. I just need to do a little investigation like your fiancé did, and I'll have evidence.
You're kidding, right? I have to go to court? I'm getting sued?
I'll see if I want to go that far. It is a little troublesome to do from a different state. But I'll ask my lawyer friend first for her advice. If you hear anything from now on, it will be from my lawyer. I know your phone number and address, by the way. Your ex-fiancé told me.
No. Please, Candy. I don't have anything left. Oh yeah, I don't have a reason to live here anymore. I'll buy a ticket and go live with you guys. I can help take care of your triplets. They're my nieces and nephews, right? We can be family again.
I'm not going to let a lying and irresponsible person anywhere near my children, so you can get that idea out of your head right away. It would be bad for their education as a human being. I don't want them to even know that they have such an aunt.
Don't say that. Candy, I beg you. I'm family. You have to help.
In the end, my sister had to pay back the money she took from her ex-fiancé and the cancellation fee for the wedding. I also sued her for the things she took from me 10 years ago. She is living in debt, finally paying for what she did for all these years. She's working several jobs and is just making what's needed to survive. I don't know what will happen to her from now on, but surely she got what she deserved. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Please check out our past videos and look forward to more future videos. Miriam, explain to me what's going on right now. What are you doing with my fiancé? Calm down, Skylar. Don't just shoot me a text all of a sudden.
You scare me.
It doesn't matter. You need to tell me what the heck is happening right now. Because guess what? Devin just dumped me. He told me that I'm marrying your younger sister, so we need a breakup. Can you even believe this? I mean, why in the world are you marrying my boyfriend? Explain everything to me before my anger hits the ceiling.
Seriously? Devin already dumped you?
Come on! I told him not to do so too early.
He should have thought of a more careful way to say it.
That's not what's important right now. Are the two of you really in a relationship?
It's too bad that you found out about it. I started dating him last week.
Last week? You mean when I first introduced him to you?
If I have to be more precise, I confessed my feelings for him the very next day. You know, it was love at first sight, really. Anyways, I asked him if he's all right with making me his girlfriend. And he immediately said yes.
Excuse me?
I understand how you might be blowing a fuse at this, but it's not like I can control my emotions. Devin and I are made for each other. I didn't know that he would be so handsome and charismatic before meeting him. What's more, can you believe that he's a firefighter? You know how I have a soft spot for men in uniforms.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You can't say it's love at first sight when the other person is your sister's fiance. He just proposed to me a month ago. And a month later, we're no longer together. What's worse, the homewrecker is my own sister. I mean, what were you even thinking?
I feel bad for you, but there's nothing I could have done otherwise. Men all have a liking for younger girls. Most of them will cave if a sweet young darling like me professes my love for them. So don't be so sad. Just accept the reality.
Stop making excuses for yourself. You haven't even apologized to me yet. Don't tell me you think it's all right to steal your own sister's boyfriend.
Oh, wait! You wanted me to apologize? Then you should have told me earlier. Because then I would have said sorry in the beginning. Please forgive me for making your fiancé mine.
You don't really feel sorry, do you? I've never received an apology this insincere.
Well, that's because I don't feel sorry at all. Why do I have to feel sorry when the only thing I did is find the love of my life? Just admit that I'm more attractive than you. And that Devin's head over heels for me. So really, nobody's at fault here.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'm tired of trying to talk some sense into you. I'm cutting off all relationships with you. We're not sisters anymore.
I'm totally fine with that. In that case, though, are you okay with not being invited to my wedding? Don't you want to see me in a wedding dress?
No, I don't. In fact, I'm telling you right now to not invite me.
Sounds good. Have fun with life from now on then, you loser. Make sure you find a guy who won't dump you for another woman next time.
Excuse me. What is it that you want? Why are you not attending my son's wedding? Sorry, but who is this? I think you have the wrong number. No, this is the right number. Are you not Miriam's older sister, Skylar? What do you need me for? Nice to meet you. I am the mother of your younger sister's fiancé, Devin. Today is my son's wedding, and I have something to tell you. Seriously? You're Devin's mom? Now you know why I texted you today, right? If you do, then you better acknowledge your mistake before it's too late and do what I tell you to. I mean, why did you have to miss the wedding? As far as I'm concerned, there's no emergency for you either. So what's the reason? It just doesn't make any sense for the bride's sister to be absent. You should be ashamed of yourself for turning a blind eye on your own family. Pardon me? Are you referring to me? I'm not her older sister anymore. We've cut off all relationships. I am no longer related to her. Don't Miriam and you share the same genes, though? If you do, then what is it that makes you so cruel to her? What did she do to deserve all this? I don't get how you can miss out on your own sister's big day. Don't you want to see Miriam walk down the aisle? Besides, today is also my son's wedding, and he's my family. He will always be my baby, no matter what. Nobody is allowed to hurt him in any way. So I don't want anything to go wrong on his big day. I don't give a damn about what you're going through at the moment. But you must be here. That's why I demand that you come today. Let bygones be bygones and turn the page already. It's not that difficult. I would hate to see anyone on Miriam's side be a no-show for this occasion. She should be the most beautiful bride this planet has ever seen. Here's the thing, though. I don't think that you're aware of the backstory. So you shouldn't be pointing fingers at me. Also, I want to make sure of something before you blame everything on me. I mean, I understand how much you care about your son and all that. But do you even know why I'm absent today? Because if you don't, then you better keep your silence before accusing me. Of course I know. Your sister and my son told me everything. And honestly, I'm shocked to learn about your personality and character. You don't get along with Miriam. Isn't this it? Don't ever try to fool me. I'm not that gullible. I won't pamper you and let you have your way with this. I also heard that you refused to see your younger sister get married before you. I mean, what's so wrong with her starting a family earlier than you? That's why you cut off all relationships with her and don't even come to her wedding. In my opinion, you're going over the top this time. Skylar, you need to grow up and act more like an adult. Your parents will be very concerned if they see you like this. Pardon me? I'm not acting like an adult? How much more grown up do I have to be then? Do you even know the full story? I have 5 kids myself, and they're all on very good terms with each other. It's not like they don't fight at all, but I know for a fact that they love one another to death. Nobody throws a fit about who gets married first. On the contrary, they try their best to set each other up with friends who are single too. You know what? The other 4 are all so excited every time before the ceremony starts as if it's their own wedding. They bawl their eyes out seeing their siblings say the marriage vows. All I want you to understand is that it's not good to be jealous of your own siblings' happiness. You guys are family, and family members are supposed to be there for each other through the ups and downs. Honestly, though, I'm not so sure at this point if I even want to be family with someone like you. You don't seem to be a good influence on the people around you. Wait a second first. I've had no idea what you're talking about ever since your first text. This is all very confusing. But is this what Miriam and Devin said about me? I can't believe it. How can they treat me like this? I already gave everything up. Yeah, they told me themselves that you're the problem. And I believe them because my son never lies. Miriam is a very kind person, so I trust her as well. My son and Miriam have been dating for 3 years. They're very in love with each other. Don't you think that it's unfair to break them up just because of your selfishness? So if you have the free time to be green with envy, then I suggest you use that time and better yourself first. Hurting others won't make your life less miserable. I know that life is not the easiest for you. Perhaps you've had some troubles with finding the right one for you in the past. But that doesn't give you the right to take it all out on Miriam. She did nothing wrong. She found the love of her life and wants to start a family with him. That's all. Well then, Who should I blame for having my fiancé stolen by my younger sister? Myself? Or you? Tell me then, who's to blame in this case if not the two of them? Excuse me. Do you have any idea of what you're saying right now? Don't you dare ruin Miriam and Devin's reputation like this. I'm not ruining their reputation. I'm only speaking the truth. After all, he thinks that Miriam is more of a cutie than me. At least I know that I'm the victim in this case. And they're the culprits. You shouldn't have believed what they claim is the truth. I mean, who says that I'm not allowed to fly off the handle when I'm being cheated on? I don't want to attend their wedding because it makes me feel disgusted. What are you talking about? Why are you being cheated on? That has nothing to do with what I'm trying to tell you. Plus, I don't understand what you're trying to get at. What's going on right now? Are you out of your mind or something? Devin was my fiancé in the first place. And Miriam is the homewrecker. In other words, she stole my boyfriend from me. What's more, I am the one who was in a relationship with him for 3 years. It seems to me at this point that you don't really know your son very well. Because he is the one who cheated on me with my own sister this entire time. Now do you have a better grasp of the current situation at hand? Excuse me. I never would have thought that the two of them can just lie through their teeth this way. I guess Miriam really has nothing to fear at this point since I told her that we're not family anymore. Wait a second first. I seriously can't believe what you said. There's no way for my son to have dated you before your sister. I'll let you off the hook this time since you aren't aware of the full story. Anyways, what I just said right there is the truth. I don't care if you believe me or not. I gotta go now. Goodbye. Don't go yet! What else do you want? I can't ask my son for verification, though. So why don't you go into more details for me? Do you mind meeting up and explaining everything to me directly? Sure, why not? I'll let you know my availability later in the day.
I can't wait for my wedding tomorrow! I'm so excited that I can't fall asleep!
Good for you, then.
I know, right? My wedding dress is the most beautiful dress I've ever seen in my entire life! I mean, the dress itself costs $10,000. What's more, the cuisine and decoration are top class as well! I invited a bunch of my friends, too. I wish tomorrow could come a little faster!
Why did you text me, then?
I just wanted to show off. You got to see how luxurious Devin and my wedding is. Anyways, don't cry yourself to sleep tonight. But if you do, it'll only make me feel more satisfied about what I did.
Sorry, but I might laugh myself to sleep tonight.
Okay, fine. Whatever you want. It's all right to lose your cool in this situation, you know. Anyone would go off the deep end if their boyfriend was stolen by their own sister. So I understand where your anger is coming from.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry for getting married first. Don't get too jealous about my time-breaking wedding.
No worries. In fact, I'm looking forward to it.
What? What do you mean you're looking forward to it? Have I not driven you crazy already? Tomorrow is my wedding with Devin. You do realize this, right?
I told you not to worry about how I'm feeling right now. Go to bed early so you have enough energy for your big day. I'm sure you won't be disappointed about what's gonna happen tomorrow.
What are you talking about? What's gonna happen tomorrow? Don't tell me you're planning on causing trouble.
Well, I'll leave that to your imagination. Good night.
Skylar! What did you do? How can you do this to me?
What's going on all of a sudden? Are you not having a blast at your own wedding? All I know is that I sure am.
You've got to be kidding me with this! Today is the worst day of my life! I mean, why are you here when you're not even invited? What is it that you want?
What do you mean? Did you not hear what the priest said? He announced that I am at the wedding because it's important to reconcile with your family after a fight. In other words, it's a surprise for you. As sisters, we should be there to witness every new chapter in each other's life.
Stop messing around! You're not here to witness a new chapter in my life. You're here to ruin my life. You literally exposed me in front of everyone. All of my friends and relatives are completely shocked. And I can't be more embarrassed by all this.
To me, it's the best wedding history has ever seen, though. Did you get a chance to see the expression on people's faces when I described what happened between Devin, you, and I? It was so awkward that a couple of the guests had left. I can't help but raise a smile at this mess.
Excuse me?
Anyways, you should thank Devin's mom, Reagan, for inviting me. Or else, I could have never taken a look at how your and Devin's jaw had dropped so fast. Just to let you know, but this is the first time I'm so pleased with what I did.
Why would she do something like this to me? I mean, how is this even a surprise? In fact, this is a complete terror for me. Do you have any idea what you've done? I will never forgive that witch for what she's done for sure. I can't believe Devin's mom is this kind of person. She makes me sick to the stomach.
Don't blame everything on Reagan. She did nothing wrong. All she wanted is to see two sisters make up and get over their petty fight. In other words, she did all this to mend our relationship. Reagan is a kind person with a kind heart. She would never hurt anybody for her own good like you. All things aside, we're family. Aren't we? You and I are related by blood. Remember? We have the same pair of parents and lived in the same house for 18 years.
I don't need her to mend any relationships for me. I am an adult and I know who I want in my life and who I don't want in my life. Why would she even invite you when you claimed that we're no longer sisters? You said this yourself, right? Then you should have kept your promise till the end. Plus, you told me that you wouldn't come. So why are you here right now? Get out of this church. I don't want to see you ever again. Don't you feel guilty at all for sabotaging my big day? Is this how you treat your family members? You're nothing but a woman with a heart of stone.
If I have to be completely honest with you, then I did everything on purpose. As for you, you're only getting a taste of your own medicine. If what happened to me happened to some other girl, you'd be beaten to death by now. Just like how you don't feel guilty for stealing my boyfriend, I don't feel anything either. In fact, I feel more satisfied with myself more than ever. I simply thought that it would be a shame if I don't manage to even the score somehow. I never bully others, but I'm also not someone whom you can mess with. I guess that's why we're sisters. I mean, look at the things we did. It's exactly the same. After all, blood is thicker than water. Am I right?
You're such a homewrecker. You didn't even apologize to me after making this hot mess. Let me tell you what. You don't deserve to be my sister.
I won't say sorry unless you say it first. I did nothing wrong to begin with. You're the one who made a bad name for yourself. It's called karma. Anyways, I have to go now. I have better things to do than stealing people's fiancés, unlike you. Still, I wish you luck with the rest of the ceremony. Tell Devin that this is what he gets for stabbing me in the back and being such a jerk. Hey, Reagan. Thank you for having me over today. I know that it must have been difficult for you to make this decision. Anyways, I'm going to head home now. Today was really fun for me overall. I accomplished my goal and ate some delicious food. No problem. I really appreciate you coming. Devin is my son, but what he did was absolutely unforgivable. I just had to teach him a lesson the hard way. I loved your speech, by the way. You looked so confident and calm on stage. I mean, you must have gone through a very hard time when you first found out that you were being cheated on. Yeah, I guess that I'm not too bad of a public speaker. I was shaking a little at first, but the more I said, the more I began to feel at ease. I just hope everything will turn out just fine for you. You are a good person, and I know it more than anyone else given what you did for me. You might get into trouble for inviting me today, though. And I'd hate to see that. I don't want anything bad to happen to you just for my sake. Never mind about me. I'm just glad that you finally made the right choice for yourself. Don't be such a pushover when you know that you can be a superwoman. Anyways, everyone in my family is very close to each other. We support whatever decision the others make as long as it makes them happy. They told me before you came that you have made a wise decision to have Skylar over. She's Miriam's sister after all. They need to make up. As for me, my relatives and friends are all well aware of how family-oriented I am, so they would never blame me for what I do. That's great news to hear. The people around you are all so nice and friendly. It must be a blessing to be surrounded by family and friends like them. I agree. But if anyone asks you about it, just say I insisted that you come. Don't hesitate to pass the buck to me. I can take care of it. I'm totally fine with that, really. After all, I'm in my 50s now. Nobody would want to flip out on an old woman like me. Besides, it's not like I committed a crime or something. Thank you for lending me a hand. I was at a very low point in life and didn't know what to do. So I really appreciate how you gave me this opportunity. I gotta go now. I still have work to do, although I really would rather stay until the end of this interesting wedding. You know what I'm saying, right? To be honest with you, I could have never gotten revenge if it weren't for you. I've always been a doormat my entire life. This is my first time showing someone else who's the boss. So if ever you need me for anything, please don't hesitate to let me know. I really respect your courage and determination as a mother.
I've had enough of this fricking wedding at this point. People all look at me as if I'm a monster. This is all too terrible. I can't take it anymore. I'm more than done with it. I'm going home. It's all your fault, Skylar. I hate you with all my heart. You need to give me back my wedding and life. I'm not marrying Devin anymore.
What's wrong with you, Miriam? Are you not heading to the after party right now? Don't just fritter your time away by complaining about everything.
I'm not frittering my time away. Everything that happened today has been hell for me. You need to take responsibility for all this, Skylar. How are you going to compensate me?
The only thing I did was deliver a wedding speech.
That's what destroyed my life, though. Most of the guests literally walked out on me after your frickin' speech. This is not the perfect wedding I had in mind. You only get to have a wedding once in your entire life. Now everything's gone for me.
What did you just say? What do you mean most of the guests walked out on you?
Most of Devin's family members and relatives went home as soon as they heard the truth. Just when Devin and I thought about what to do, his colleagues began to take off their clothes.
What the heck?
They told me, it's too bad that you stole your sister's fiance, but things have already gone this far, so there's no going back. They kept saying things like, let's turn this church into a strip club so that no one wants to leave anymore. And that's when things began to take a weird turn.
I see. But they're just trying to help, though. I'm sure their bodies are 10 out of 10 considering their occupation.
They have not helped in any way. My friends were all so upset with what they saw. What's more, those men started showing more and more skin as they drank more alcohol. And that's how things have gotten totally out of control.
Sounds like a hunky disaster.
In fact, all of Devin's colleagues had only their underwear on in the end. They jumped on tables and yelled, "We love homewreckers!" I mean, can you believe that they called me homewrecker more than 10 times? I can't believe Devin and these idiots share the same workplace. Now I'll never be able to get rid of the name homewrecker.
Maybe. Not my problem.
Anyways, when the wedding ceremony finally ended, those scumbags were still not finished. So they started asking my friends, "Are you guys as easy as Miriam?" And grinding on them. Imagine how horrible my friends must have felt about that. Let me tell you this, but every single one of my female friends went ballistic. And that's how they all left me.
You know how guys are when they're 3 sheets to the wind. But still, I feel bad for your friends.
You should feel bad for me the most. Now my friends are all demanding me to give them back their wedding presents. I literally have no friends now. What's worse, even when there's no one left for the bride's side, all of Devin's colleagues were still there. They all drank until they were plastered.
Seriously? I had no idea they were such party animals.
Yeah, I mean, there were a bunch of girls who appeared out of nowhere later on. I have no idea who they were, but these girls were wearing very revealing clothes and only a skimpy bra thing and tiny short shorts. All of the guys had their eyes glued to their bodies. It seems like those idiots picked them up on the streets and brought them into the church. I mean, even the priest went home. I am almost certain that these girls are coming to the after party too.
This can't possibly be true. You gotta be kidding me. Is this really what's going on right now? Those girls were not even invited, though. I mean, at this point, it's nothing but a drinking party. You know, Devin's colleagues probably don't even give a damn about you and Devin's wedding. They just want to have fun.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you believe that this is what happened at my wedding? I must be the unluckiest woman on earth. That's why I'm so sick and tired of Devin. I'm not going to marry him anymore. He's nothing but a turnoff for me right now. After all, I don't want to be called a homewrecker. Technically, it is what I am. But still, it just doesn't sit well with me.
Don't throw a tantrum like this. You're not a toddler. An adult should be prepared for the consequences before they take any action. First of all, you are indeed a homewrecker. You stole your own sister's boyfriend. Mind you, you laid hands on him the very next day after you guys first met. Consequently, Devin's colleagues are not completely wrong. Don't you think? All they're saying is the truth, just like what I said.
In that case, can you just get back with Devin? He'll fall in love with you in a second. I promise. Now that I think about it, you're so much prettier than I am. I'll give him back to you with pleasure. This will make life easier for the both of us. You must date him again and make him your fiancé. You can marry him whenever you want. And I'm gonna head on home now. This is the last place I'll ever want to be in a million years. I feel like bursting into tears already.
There's no way for me to marry such a jerk like him. I'd rather kill myself than do that. He's the biggest mistake I've ever made. The good thing is that I've gotten rid of him, though. So you should be his wife. You guys are made for each other. That's what you call destiny. Don't try to escape what God has in place for you. Plus, didn't you say yourself that you have a soft spot for men in uniforms? There you have it then. There are multiple men with uniforms in front of you. Although they've taken it off already.
Trust me, Devin's a moron. You made the right decision to leave him. I guess that I'm the airhead after all. Why did I choose such a halfwit as my husband? At first, he was breaking out in cold sweat just like I was. The both of us stood there like cats on hot bricks when you delivered that astounding speech. But as soon as he had a shot of whiskey in him shortly after you left, he became one of those idiots. In fact, I couldn't even tell you which one is my husband anymore. Now he's chugging beer with a girl sitting on his lap. She has her arm around his neck. What the hell?
I should have known earlier that Devin is such a douchebag. I mean, if he can betray me and date you, then he's capable of betraying pretty much anyone. Now I feel so stupid for dating him all that time.
Please, I'm begging you, Skylar. I know that I can be extremely rash at times and make dumb mistakes, but I never wanted to hurt you. I swear to God. You don't have to marry Devin if you don't want to. It's your life, so you can do what's good for you. But you can't turn your back on me like this. With that being said, can you come pick me up right now? I tried calling a taxi, but this place is so far nobody's willing to take the order. What should I do? I don't want to be here anymore. You're still my sister, right, Skylar? We've known each other our entire lives. Please don't abandon me like this.
That's not happening. I have a life of my own, too. It's almost midnight right now. I'm going to bed soon. So you need to figure everything out yourself. Besides, it's your big day today, remember? How can I come and pick you up when your husband hasn't even left yet? That would just be so rude of me. Join Devin and his buddies if you feel lonely. A shot of tequila or brandy should make you feel better. Or if you want to take off your clothes just like his colleagues, then you can try that as well. Anyways, I gotta go now. Goodbye. Do not text or call me again. Because even if you do, your texts and calls will be blocked from now on. Enjoy your marriage with Devin. I'm sure the two of you will make a perfect couple. Remember what you told me about him? You said it's love at first sight. Miriam and Devin both ended up wasted on the day of their wedding. During the after-party, they even decided to have a drinking competition. So the next day, the two of them had a severe hangover as well as Devin's colleagues and the other girls they picked up on the streets. There were vomit and clothes everywhere the next morning. Several of Devin's colleagues woke up naked with lipstick marks all over their body. What's worse, Miriam and Devin had to pay for the extra alcohol they ordered. If I remember this correctly, then they had 10 pints of beer, 8 shots of tequila, and a whole bottle of whiskey. Because Devin's colleagues broke many tables and chairs as well as other decorations, the wedding company is asking them for financial compensation too. The total cost turned out to be $15,000. This made the both of them in debt, since neither Miriam nor Devin have any savings. When Devin and Miriam asked for Reagan's help, she refused by telling them that, "The two of you are adults now. You need to take responsibility for your own actions." In fact, she also told Miriam, "Since your parents didn't teach you right from wrong, I will." You should have been there to see how Miriam's legs immediately gave out on her when she heard this. And that's how she was forced to move in with Reagan and the others in Devin's family. She is now made to do all kinds of house chores such as the laundry and dishes. As for Devin, life isn't easy on him either. Not only does he fight like cats and dogs at home with Miriam because they wouldn't stop blaming each other for what happened, Reagan disowned him too. He also became a laughingstock and topic of gossip after his colleagues learned about how much of a moron he is. All in all, for me, Miriam and Devin's story goes to show that you should treat others the way you want to be treated. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when a new video comes out. Don't forget to also leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time.